We've allowed an hour and a half for these four. Are there any of those? Let's kind of look at it in order here. Is that for the A and R? We've allowed an hour and a half. Are we going to need an hour and a half for those?
I don't think the natural gas and oil resources board is gonna take 3 minutes. I mean, realistically,
And I think the first two are so related. One is
I remember that being a topic of conversation, this natural gas and oil resources board. Is there a need for one? We don't really have any natural gas drilling in Vermont. We don't have any oil drilling in Vermont.
because it is about the extraction, right? It isn't about it isn't the board that Matt Coda represents, for example. This is different.
We have reviewed this before.
We did it on December 16th of 21.
Why do we have it on here again?
We sent this to the House and Senate Committees on GovOps and Natural Resources, requesting committees of jurisdiction review this board for possible repeal.
I knew we dealt with it before somehow.
So, and we sent it to which committees?
House and Senate GovOps and Natural Resources,
And we never took it up. I do know that.
which means
Did you-
it didn't go into our bill because it would have been in the sunset bill.
Yeah. So if we do the same, just ask them to review it again. I don't know that we need to review it here again, do we?
They just sunset
Or
it.
should we just sunset it?
We should probably sunset it.
Okay.
Given that our memo did not have the impact that we desired.
So we could recommend sunsetting, and then if those committees have issue with it, they will.
Force them to.
It'll force it.
Make a decision.
Good, okay. But we should hear from ANR about that, right? Instead
Yes.
of just sunsetting it without any testimony this year. Okay,
I just want, I agree with that. I would want to hear the agency secretary say to us, don't sunset it. Or in other words, I'd like the agency secretary to weigh in. We're considering sunsetting this, or, do you oppose that? Or
Well, yeah.
here or that kind of,
well, we have her scheduled.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the question I'd want to hear.
Probably already have that information, based on the fact that we
We
reviewed
did it last
before.
year. Well, let's look at
Well,
our last, do you have the reports from last year? Would you be able to?
on our
find
website,
The report?
The questionnaire and our testimony on
And the notes.
and the notes on that board?
I do have the notes. I'm sure we can find the questionnaire. I might have posted it. Let me check.
Okay,
I will send out the notes from that meeting as well as the memo.
okay,
Listen to the committees and jurisdictions.
great,
Okay.
great, that would be good. And then the first two, I don't even remember what they.
Those we have not reviewed before.
Yeah. But wasn't there some discussion that we thought that one of them had been replaced by some other committee?
Hold on, 10 days.
What numbers are, oh, here,
100 and 100.
yeah. 100 and 101.
So just I'm looking up Title 29, Section 504, which is the Natural Gas and Oil Resources Board. And according to this, it says it was repealed in 1981.
Hey,
Years ago.
Where is that, Brian?
Statutes.
Look on Vermont statutes online. Title 29, Public Property and Supplies, Chapter 13, Natural Gas and Oil Reserves, and then Chapter 504,
Or,
it says 501 to 506, repealed 1981.
well, I guess,
We should check and see what,
But make sure I'm looking in the right spot, John, if you
well,
would.
it sounds like you are.
let's make sure that the,
Unless it was repealed and then showed up someplace else, the board.
It's a different number.
But it still, it says here that it's.
You're looking at this
504.
29 VSA, section 504?
It's under Chapter 13,
I'm in chapter 14.
okay?
But it doesn't say on here which chapter it was. It just says 29 VSA
Yeah,
504.
section 504. Hold on, let me go to the full chapter. I see it being added in 1981.
Okay, well,
Was the word ADD there or delete?
no, it says repealed period, 1981.
Peel.
I guess we,
I wonder what the,
Well, let's just look at our notes from it before, and then I think we can,
That's very interesting.
Julie probably knows.
yeah. So we'll just,
But we wasted 2 years on it.
okay.
The other two, the chemical thing, I don't think those will take long.
I don't think so
I
either.
really don't think it's gonna take an hour and a half.
No, I think that,
Well, again, I'll go back to depending on how the questionnaire is
Yeah.
answered. Of course, we don't necessarily have these,
Well, no, we gotta set an agenda before we see the,
right?
well,
So,
I'd give them 10 minutes apiece for those, to tell you the truth. So 9 to 9:30, and then 9:30, we do the state labor relations board.
Yeah.
I don't think you can take more than 10 minutes.
well, I think that the first one anyway is an interagency. It's, even if we repealed it, my guess is they would continue to meet because it's made up of secretaries and commissioners on chemical management. And my guess is that's something that the administration would think was important to do. I don't know, but, okay, so let's go 9 to 9:30
Yeah.
for those two, those three.
I just sent you a questionnaire from last year.
Yeah,
ANR on ICC,
on which?
Peter Walk, Interagency Committee on Chemical Management.
We have that one?
I thought we had talked about the.
December 16, Peter Walk came in with that questionnaire.
did we actually take testimony in both of those? Because I seem to recall that there was a question as to they're both kind of interconnected there, or,
There were 3 listed on the agenda for December 16.
And we've already,
so, already taken testimony and
yeah, we have.
Yeah, apologize, that one did not get, those two did not get updated in the spreadsheet.
Oh.
I sent you the notes from that meeting. You voted to maintain both of those.
Oops.
And Peter Walk testified.
Okay,
Did not have any requested changes for either
for 100 and 101, for the two chemical management.
chemical management and
Okay,
the citizen advisory panel.
so we keep those two, then we're gonna
Natural
sunset Natural Gas and Oil Resources Board,
Natural gas was on the agenda as well.
right?
yeah, but we're going to send it to the committees. Let's do that one.
Senate, but in a different form as a repeal,
Yes.
then if they have some
So
concern.
we're going to only take 15 minutes on that one, don't you think?
On what?
this one. These two, we don't need to do at all.
But I'm just wondering if we even need to invite a witness, given that we've already taken testimony.
We can just, let's just have a conversation about it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
I'm
Different
just,
than what we're having now?
well, I mean, we need to
Well-
read the questionnaire and the notes and then make a determination if we're going to repeal it,
Yeah.
which I think is where we'll end up.
Yeah.
But
And we should get the clarification about why in one place it says it was repealed in 1981 and why in one place it says it was added in 1981. That might be
Okay.
interesting to get that, but I don't think we need Julie to come.
no,
Okay.
I totally agree with you.
Good, okay,
She'll be happy.
okay, good, okay. Now we've moved the State Labor Relations Board to 9:15 if we need to.
Okay.
And what number are they on here? Does anybody remember where they are?
No.
180. The notes review plan must be around there somewhere though. Labor relations
Oh,
were 183.
183.
Just bring the little print glasses.
And what,
So, this was unclear. We had a long-term executive board director who retired, is that correct?
yes,
And this individual is Judith Dillon is the new
yes.
executive director. And I guess I would like to hear what a new person's perspective is. You know, new ways of looking at things, new comments, et cetera. So I think there's some value. That's my,
Yeah, I think you're right. Tim was there since the beginning of time. And it might be interesting to hear her perspective on whether, I don't think she would recommend doing away with it, but she might have some recommendations about the structure of it. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think you're right. So we'll put her on at 9:15 and give her what, half an hour?
Yeah.
And do we need to do anything with the liquor and lottery? Since it was,
I don't think we need a witness, but if they want to fill out a questionnaire, it's fine, I guess.
oh,
would they even have suggestions for legislative change now since they were just,
Wasn't this session, was the session before, right?
oh, it was the 1920 session?
I think.
Yeah. Wasn't this section?
Oh, yeah, because we were in the State House. It must have been the first year of
Right.
that. Because I remember Alice Clarkson's report.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, have Wendy fill out the questionnaire, but I don't know that we need to, unless she comes up with 2 things that we need to do next year.
ask one question of Wendy. There was a Department of Liquor and Lottery task force that looked at the melding of the 2 units or the 2 sections. And could we just simply ask her to comment on how that worked out? And then I'll tell you why. I heard something from somebody, I don't want to say anything on the record, that it may not have turned out quite as we anticipated. And so I guess I'd like to,
I'm not sure that, since we're just looking at the board, I'm not sure that it's in our jurisdiction to look at how we reorganized liquor and lottery into one. I don't know. I don't know what do other people think. I mean, it would be a rehashing of that whole process.
No, that's not what I want. What I want is, I just want a component of that was to, spoke to the restructure of those two units.
Right.
I was told that it didn't quite work out the way it was anticipated. And I'm curious if what was proposed and what was implemented didn't work out. I'd want to know about it, I guess. If other folks don't have any interest in it, I'm fine with that, but
I wouldn't say that it's lack of interest. I would say that it doesn't affect the board. If the merger was implemented in a manner that was inconsistent with the way it was anticipated, then I think that's a matter for the two committees of jurisdiction to take on, because we don't know how, or I certainly don't remember what the implementation process was supposed to be and how they were going to be combined, and then whether that turned out to be the way it happened or not. I don't know how other people think about that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that the commissioner would be in a position to comment on that, because she came in after the thing was
Yeah.
established.
I can live with it either way.
I would ask if there are people out there that have concerns about the way it was implemented, I would have them bring that to the committees of jurisdiction in January to say, look, this isn't what was anticipated at all. That's what I would do.
Okay. I'm a big boy, I can live with it.
All right, so we're not doing,
I don't know that we need to if it was just for that.
okay.
Okay. Well, we're not there yet.
Still at 10:45. We could have an early lunch.
No, that's.
So the Nuclear Decommissioning Citizens Advisory Panel, I think that we should hear from them because I don't know if they're necessary anymore since the decommissioning is done.
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay,
Did
so
I see
let's,
something in a newspaper about them? That they were doing something?
well, they still meet and there still are the storage tanks there and the decommissioning has happened. I mean, that is over. Presumably, I don't know if there's any.
North Star, right? That's-
North Star. Mhm.
So we're essentially asking the
You do.
Public Service Commissioner to say yea or nay.
What about the form? I'm wondering if just the form would take care of that, if it's pretty cut and dry.
Well, I think that my guess is that there's going to be a lot of controversy around whether it should continue to exist or not. And I would like to hear from June Tierney, but I would also like to hear from the chair of the panel. And I say this out of a self-interest because it's in my community and we have all those storage tanks sitting there and I don't know if they have any oversight over the storage tanks or not. And if they don't, then maybe they shouldn't exist. If they do have any oversight over the storage facility, then I think I'd like
Fair
to.
question.
So maybe 10:45 to 11?
No, we're on 9:45. I have 9 to 9:15.
Oh, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then I have 9:15 to 9:45.
So,
So 9:45 to 10?
9:45, I would say till 10:15.
yeah, I think if you've got two people, they may have opposing perspectives. Probably some debate back and forth, so.
And they may not. It may be cut and dry, as Tracy said. But I'd just like to make sure, because it is a huge issue in our area, as you can probably well imagine.
Just roll those casks down the road into a county.
Well, no, we were
There,
considering just dumping them into the,
Connecticut.
Yeah, that'll be good. Of course, it all flows south, so.
yeah, I know.
Should be careful, we are on the record for.
We are, no.
And then the rest of the day is all the treasurer, so.
So let's,
So the Nuclear Decommissioning Commission does have authority over post-shutdown decommissioning assessment reports.
Oh,
okay,
They may have an ongoing function, though it would seem to be much smaller
smaller, yeah, because yeah.
than what they currently.
Okay, all right, well, let's hear from,
Do you really need a board versus just public service department?
no, you need a citizens advisory panel. That's the whole issue. Is that you need citizens from the area.
Right,
There's
but I
also
mean,
state people on that board.
There are state
Yes.
people on the board.
but I guess I would argue it depends on the scope of what they're, if you just have the casts or whatever they're called, the storage tanks, if that's it, does it require board's oversight or?
Well, we can find that out. We can talk about, yeah, we'll find that out, I think. And what actually they will be doing. Well, like will they be doing perimeter testing of the, or water? I don't know.
Right, that's a
So-
good question.
Okay, so we'll put them 9:45 to 10:15?
yeah.
Is that what you have? So can we start, can we do some of the, so VPIC, we could put them on separate from the treasurer's office because we could ask Tom Galanka to
Yeah,
talk
no,
about that.
Tom should come in for that.
Yeah, so let's put him at 10:30 because, so we have a little slush time in there.
Because he really has, now that it's independent of the treasurer, he should be there.
He should be the one. So, and the others, I mean, there are the three, the teachers' retirement trustees, the public, the municipal system, and the state employees system. There are those three. Can we bunch those three together?
Yeah, I think we could, yeah, we should have them all at the same time because
Yeah.
the statutes are very similar
Yep.
and their duties are very similar. And I don't think they're going away.
So we put them at 11 o'clock
Yeah.
till noon.
Yeah, the only issue would be like their makeup. But those statutes have all been amended because of our changes to VPIC.
Right. And we could hear from the treasurer's office, but it would also be interesting to hear from the chairs of those three boards to see if they have suggestions for makeup.
I'd almost rather hear from the board chairs than.
Then from the treasurer, great, I think, yeah. Shorter.
Could you tell me one more time who you're
We're,
going
we're talking about the Teachers Retirement Board of Trustees. That's the first one on the
Yep.
treasurer's day.
Okay, 11.
And then the Vermont Municipal Employees Retirement
Yep.
System Board. And the Retirement Board for State Employees. Those three, if we can hear from their board chairs, we'll put them all on at 11.
And not the treasurer.
Yeah, I mean, either the treasurer or Michael Clausen will be here for other things, but they'll, yeah. Okay,
Can I ask a clarifying question? Who should do the questioning? The chair?
yeah, wouldn't you have the
Yeah.
chair do the questionnaire? And I'm not sure who the chairs are of those,
That's easy. That will be on the treasurer's website.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's good, because then first we'll hear from VPIC and then from those three.
That would be good organization.
Okay. Okay, now, Matt, we're at lunch.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't skip over lunch. I mean, come on.
Right, that's, you want you to do that.
I eat supper lunches.
So then we can just put all the others on
I
the,
guess.
on the treasurers.
That's for me, 1, 2, 3.
So to be fair to the treasurer, are we expecting a questionnaire answered with every single one of these?
Well,
Well, let's,
we should review them. I mean, like,
yeah, let's look at.
the
where are
Vermont
they?
Municipal Bond Bank is not a commissioner board. It's a corporation.
That's one that we don't really have.
Yeah, we need to
No, I mean,
hear from them.
we need a bond bank.
Yeah, and that is, okay, so we can cross them off. You're the one that knows more about these. What numbers are these? Does anybody remember, Secretary?
It'd be all under the treasurer.
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, here they start on 257. Or 250, thank you.
Teachers' retirement board of trustees.
Yeah. We don't have any notes. We haven't done anything on any of these yet.
No, we
right?
haven't touched the
But-
treasurer's
Right,
office.
okay, but we've crossed off the municipal bond bank.
See, that's a maintain,
Yes,
right? I think for consistency and clarification.
so that we have, yes, good, thank you. So what is the Vermont Educational and Health Buildings Financing Agency?
See, I'm looking that one up right now because it's an agency and
It does, yeah, it doesn't sound like,
it does have a board of 13 members. It's a public instrumentality of the state.
did you find what they did?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, they acquire property.
Really?
Yeah.
Hear from 'em.
Yeah, let's hear from them.
Yeah, no, and they borrow money, and issue bonds. So I mean,
But if they acquire property, does that mean they're also connected to BGS?
well, I think if you read the title, it's Educational and Health Buildings Financing Agency. So even though I'm quickly reading and there's not a good description of what they do, my guess is that they issue bonds to fund education and health facilities. But maybe it's on the treasurer's website.
Oh. So it's like the municipal bond bank, but it's for educational and health buildings.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe the treasurer, hold on.
On the governor's one, it says it provides access to tax exempt financing for the construction and renovation of facilities, the purchase of equipment, furnishings, and other real or personal property,
Oh, okay.
such as nonprofit libraries, educational and healthcare providers.
So, and isn't that what the municipal bond bank is for municipalities?
So their primary purpose is to assist Vermont's nonprofit, private libraries, healthcare, and educational institutions with obtaining access to low-cost capital financing
Oh,
through the issuance of tax-exempt debt.
so do we really need to review them?
Have they been in existence since 1969? And they are not a government agency.
They're an instrumentality like UVM and BSAC.
They're,
State colleges. You said they're an instrumentality of the state?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm trying, no, if you go to their website, it's a .org website. So
Okay,
they're not even I don't believe they're a state board or commission.
yeah, okay, let's cross them off.
So we're going to maintain then?
Yeah, maintain. So it looks like what we're left with for the treasurer is the Emergency Personnel Survivors Benefit Review Board
Yeah.
and the Local Investment Advisory Committee. That might be interesting
Yep.
to see how that works and if it needs to be changed. The Retired Employees Committee on Insurance, I'm not sure what,
I have a question going back, though.
yep.
The Educational Health and Buildings Finance Agency, I have under education. Does that make a difference? It doesn't really fall under the treasurer's office. Does that make it different? Because I mean, I know the governor has appointees, but I don't know if that matters, but.
As far as which agency has oversight?
But when we said it's not a state border, so we don't need to review it,
Yeah,
I don't know if that changes anything.
no, I
Okay.
don't think so. I don't know why it's listed.
And I'm not saying mine is, well, I'm looking at the Vermont statute, so I guess that has it under education too. That makes me feel better.
I think it's under the treasurer because it's in Title 16, but I don't know. I don't know, but I think that we'll just maintain,
It appears to be independent of the treasurer or anybody,
or anybody. Okay,
because yeah, eligible borrowers include nonprofit libraries, private or independent nonprofit universities, colleges, primary and secondary schools, the University of Vermont,
oh,
Vermont State Colleges, and any nonprofit hospital, nonprofit medical-related agencies, nonprofit nursing homes, nonprofit assisted living facilities. So it's really set up to issue bonds for those entities.
all right, thank you. So it looks like we're left with the emergency personnel, the local investment, Retired Employees Committee on Insurance, and the Debt Affordability Committee, and the Private Activity Bond Advisory Committee, and I'm not sure, and Financial Literacy Commission. Is that what, did I say literary? It's literacy. Speaking of being literate.
Vermont Financial Literacy Commission on our thing says repealed on 7/118. Need to move the repealed section.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, we can't take credit for it.
Okay, all right, so we just put that. Okay. Okay,
There's one down. Kind of whacking away at these here.
oh, well, yeah, that's getting into ag. So, okay, so we're taking that one off, right?
Yep. Field.
Okay, so the treasurer's office is left with 1, 2, 3, 5 things. Put the treasurer's office from 1 to 215?
230.
230.
What is the Private Activity Bond Advisory Committee?
I don't know, it sounds like it's,
Let's make one like 227.
Okay,
throw everybody off,
that's fine.
keep people on their toes. So then maybe we can move some of these ones from our third
Yeah.
meeting up to there.
Where does that go?
We'll move one. We'll get rid of one from there, from 1 to 2:30, huh?
So moving stuff from October into September, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's just, it's only a half hour that we have. So how about if we move the current use advisory board? To 2:30.
Yeah, you can't use public service like Google, so
The two House or the two appropriation chairs are coming in to talk about per diem?
Yeah, I think we need more than
Yeah.
half an hour to do that.
that one's fine as far as I'm concerned, or Tanya Marshall. I mean, whichever.
What are you?
You're talking about filling the half an hour, taking something from October 12th.
Yeah?
You put down, you ask maybe current use, and then if you look at the back end, 2 o'clock, we had Tanya Marshall.
We can't get both of those in half an hour.
So I don't think the Private Activity Bond Advisory Committee meets anymore.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the governor's page. There are 2 board members listed. Their terms expired in 2014 and 2015.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
All right, so let's,
That, we probably do want this.
yeah. But yeah, we will leave that. That's the private activity. It's one of the 5 that we're leaving. No, leave it on.
What kind of a gap are you looking to fill there time-wise, Madam Chair?
Half an hour, 2:30 to 3 on. So I would put,
You know, I'm thinking that the Secretary of State's office, Tanya Marshall, would
instead of current use.
potentially, just because I'd like to know just where they are on the software, and I've gotten, I mean, we've heard different,
We got an update at our last meeting
well, via an email.
via email.
Right? But, I mean, are they ready to go? Because I think the email was that they don't need any additional staff, correct? Have they identified a software program that is compatible with what needs to be done and can interface, or whatever you're going to be using can interface with them?
All right, well, we can put them on
That was my suggestion.
at 2:30.
Either them or the current use.
Okay.
The current use, I think, is gonna be, a little bit easier to do than.
I heard you say that, but nobody else did, so I just thought I.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You see, somebody's listening to what I say. That's what I was trying to.
I'm deaf in this ear, you're out of this one, but.
I'm gonna send it.
And I do know it's an access database and there's a different front facing, and Tanya can speak much better than I can, but she and I have talked a few times, I think.
Okay.
We're gonna have to,
Okay, does that mean they have identified a software program?
But I don't think we
Microsoft
need
Access,
an hour and a
the
half
problem
for
that I
these
think that they're
5.
having is that, I don't know that
An hour should be
ADS is totally supportive of it because it's older.
Yeah. So we have that one.
Software?
That one.
But
That one,
what they're, what they're.
that one, that one.
Not
I don't think they'll take an hour and a half.
No.
goals.
So we're gonna
It's what
put
they
an hour
fit
to
and
that.
how long, they can put a different, I think, front face on it, from what I understand.
Limit the
I
conversation.
don't know the name of that software, but.
Right, so you're saying that they're actually using something now?
Yes. And I hope to be able to figure out how we can use it as well. She's offered it. I'm in a place where I just need to get a better foundation before I jump into that.
Okay, so we're going to only allow an hour for the treasurers, for those, because
4 of them?
there's 5 of them, but I don't think they'll take.
All right.
And then at 2:00 we'll have Tanya come, and then we can have the,
If we allow more, they'll use more.
okay. All right, so,
Well, that can't get you a half hour.
so then, but it might, do you think it'll take more than half an hour, that discussion?
I think with the questions that will be generated, I do actually.
Okay, so that leaves us an hour for that conversation.
With
The Secretary of State.
State Archive.
Yeah, okay, great, good, okay.
In worst
So-
cases, I mean, then we, don't run over 3:00, but,
We never run.
oh, we don't?
No.
We try not to.
We're very,
Try not to,
very efficient.
because some of us have a long way to go. Both in many senses.
Yeah, I agree.
But look how far you've come.
I know. Only under your tutelage.
I know, you're an excellent student on most things.
How do you put up with this guy?
Well, that must be the,
He's your rep, right?
No, not well.
Well, for another couple months.
See, I thought it's prudent to leave before I get asked to go.
I did the same thing. Yes, it's much nicer to,
Could always go out on top.
yeah. Yes, I was afraid I might be asked to leave this year. Okay, so do we want to take time now to go through the October
How about if we have lunch first?
1st and then come back and do that? I think that's,
I think I.
I was talking to the vice chair, I need to flag like November. Just as far as meeting, there's
oh, I see. Here-
geography issues that might be challenging for me, maybe.
Where are you going to be?
Well.
Zoom, it sounds like.
Well, could be the great state of Florida. My wife has expressed an interest in having Thanksgiving down there. And it's like,
Okay. Well, we can talk about
We'll do Zoom.
the date and, I mean, yeah,
well, I just wanted to get it on the screen.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
that show.
much rather have you here.
Sleeping, this is the
You
16th.
or your wife? Who else?
Matthew, you need to ask that question, sir? No, because you're what?
Really?
Twice or twice divorced.
Ooh,
So I learned the first time, pal.
So are we going to